this week's episode, I trip on some tools, I test my flexibility, I have myself a moment, I have a go at a French accent,
Yeah, it's how eat.
I start to see what's going on,
This is just, I see what's going on here.
and we achieve a milestone moment. Stick around.
So, don't really want to talk much about the whole transport, getting it here. That was, we made it work, it's here, we're good, let's get to work. So, reason being why it's here, well, first of all, much more room, a much better environment to work, have all my tools here, all my TIG welder, it's just good, obviously, you know what I mean? And we're also at a point where I need to get this thing off of the rotisserie onto a body cart. Now, I bought a body cart from Jegs. This is the one, I'll put it up on screen. I do not recommend it. First of all, it showed up, well, barely showed up. Box was completely destroyed. Aside from that point, it's so small. It's like it's made for like a child's toy, and I don't get it. It was almost 300 bucks, and I thought it was all right. Screw it, 300 bucks. It was like 250, 260. Let's just get it. Easy, don't have to build anything. It'll work. I don't recommend it. Unless you're working on like a Triumph or like a MG, it's so narrow. It doesn't even fit the span of the frame rail. So I'm at a point where I have to come in a car. We're gonna go ahead and replace the rockers. As you guys can see, I have one of them right there, one of them right there. They're very clean, dent-free, rust-free, absolute beautiful compared to mine, which are neither of those things. From that point, we're gonna be doing the, well, you know, quarter panel repair, obviously, but then frame rail, more frame rail stuff up here, engine bay stuff, because yeah, there's actually some rust in the engine bay that we're gonna go ahead and address as well. So one of the panels is here. That's because, let's come over here and we're gonna get to work real quick. I wasn't really, and don't mind the mess, I'm still in the process of cleaning everything up and getting everything organized, but I just kind of want to get to work. It's been months since I've touched this car. I haven't done a single thing. So it's time to get back into it. I wasn't gonna take the roof off, but guess what? We're taking the roof off. I have started a little bit just to kind of get a feel for things again. But as you can see, first of all, is this lead? I think this is lead that they use to kind of weld and mesh these two panels together. This is still part of the original quarter panel, and you can kind of see it kind of gets underneath here, but you can see just how bad that metal is here. And this was all rotted out, so I cut it out. And in my head, I was like, I'll just go ahead and repair it, but no, it's just no. It is what it is at this point. It's gonna make much more sense. So at that point, I'll be able to just install and replace the entire new quarter panel. As you can see, it comes with everything that ties up into the roof here, and then this part of the B pillar. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue to remove these spot welds. I don't know if you guys actually remember when we took this glass out, it actually just like popped out. I didn't even need any tools. I just pushed it out because of all the Bondo. You can see that they just put Bondo over the rust and then glued it. So whenever you when you try and peel the glue off, it just peels Bondo with it. I literally was able to pull the glass out without any tools. That would have been awful if I drove it with the windows down. That thing would have just flown right out, 100%. It was crazy. We're gonna solve that, clean everything up. Let's get to work, man. This is it, our new environment. It's very, very messy at the moment, but there's so much on my to-do list, man, and cleaning the shop is definitely on there. It just, for some odd reason, never seems to get done. Damn it. All right, let's get to it.
Keep it under the water, and it's a done deal. Yep. So
he knows too that there's some cash on the line. You can't win. It's all about the money.
you can see how close that water is there.
All right, guys, well, yes, you can see I'm no longer working on the roof. It just, I don't know, man. In my head, I was like, man, should I be doing this? I just kind of was thinking about the structure and everything, and it's probably best that we do it off the rotisserie and get it all nice and level. And I checked in with Steve. I'm sure you guys know I'm well, if you guys are familiar with Skylines and that sort of stuff, restorations and pretty crazy rust repair and things like that, you guys, well, I'm sure aware of SR Auto Bodies and Steve Richardson. He's an absolute massive help in this whole situation. I just also reached out to him and I was like, hey dude, like I should probably be doing this off the rotisserie, right? It just makes more sense to do so. And he said, yeah, just get it off there, get it level, square it up, get some braces into the doors. As you can see, we've had these welded in for quite some time now, so we're good on that. But yes, this is it. It is finally time. It's been a while. I'm ready to get this thing off the rotisserie. It's been years that this thing has been stuck on here, and don't get me wrong, building this was the best decision I've made to get the repairs done up to this point, but now it is time to get it off and finish off the repairs, and then at some point when it's done, I'm gonna get it back on here, paint it, or maybe not. We'll kind of see. We'll see if I want to climb under there and paint it from underneath. But yeah, let's go ahead. I have everything set up. I have it all leveled up, squared up. I actually got one of these little digital angle gauges. It's pretty cool. It shows like to the 10th, you know, on leveling. So got everything all good to go. I'm gonna double check it once I kind of get it up in the air, suspended. And at that point, we'll remove the rotisserie, and then tomorrow I'm gonna have to go get some metal and build myself a body cart. So this is it, man. This is exciting. I don't know about you guys, but I'm quite excited. So I'm gonna set you down and let's get this thing in the air. Gotta get a picture at least. Okay, here we go. Wow. Who thought the day would come? Wow. Let's get to it, man. I'm excited to finish this thing off. Whew. Still a lot to do, but let's make progress. It's almost like a car again. One day. Soon, hopefully. Subscribe, that'd be cool. Another quick look at this absolute mess that we've got going on here. Body filler, rusts, I mean, two of my favorite things, you know what I'm saying? Two things that should not be on this car when we're done. When we're done. So give me a minute, we'll get some work done and we'll be good. But now I'm gonna go back and keep drilling out my spot weld. Now that we're flat, leveled, good to rock, off the rotisserie. Let's get back to it.
Used his press conference to dance on the graves of everyone that doubted him or said he couldn't get it done on this Suzuki, but
all right, well, it's the next day. My camera unfortunately died. I only have one GoPro battery. I really got to do something about that. It's very inconvenient. As you can see, got the windshield out. Unfortunately, did give a few cracks. It's very difficult to remove a windshield without cracking it. I found that out. Luckily, it was not an OEM windshield. It was not a Nissan product, so that's okay. Unfortunately, a new Nissan windshield is about $1,000. So I'm really not looking forward to that at the moment. I'm not gonna think about it. I had to be done, obviously, and it is what it is. So that's all out, quite a bit of rust. You can see right here we have a bit of rot. And yeah, so it's pretty wild, the condition of this car. But here we are, we're completely dissecting it and making it brand new again. So let me come over here. There's absolutely zero information as to how to remove a roof skin on R32 GTR, at least nothing that I was able to find online. So it's just kind of one of those things where you just kind of dive in and figure it out. So obviously we have all the spot welds along the front and back. Those are pretty straightforward and, I mean, easy to find. Now the seam between the quarter panel and the roof skin, I believe it's lead or some sort of brass or copper, I don't know. I'm not too sure exactly what they did and how they did it back then. I will go ahead and look into the best way to go ahead and simulate and reproduce that same outcome, maybe with a different product, better product, we'll see. If you guys have any information, recommendations, although by the time you probably see this, who knows but when it'll be or where I'll be in the process. Either way, let me know what you guys think. That was this portion here, and then obviously quarter glass has to be removed. This quarter panel has already been removed, clearly. We got a bunch of spot welds up here as well. Now this does end, you can kind of see the end of the panel here. Mine's a little bit rusty and crusty. What's new? So you have that. You'll see a clear, distinct line coming across with the quarter panel. And then up here we have these were like 3 very close spot welds. So it just looks very messy. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And up here, it's also kind of messy the way they did it, but hey, it is what it is. There was kind of a half spot weld right here in this weird little spot. Nothing here, that was just sealant. Sealant, 2 small spot welds close together here. So about 10 as well along this rail. So we got 9, 10, we got 19 spot welds just in this little portion here of the roof. It's also sealed with like a seam sealer. So you have to kind of break that through the putty knife. And then this portion here with the A-pillar, this was a little bit trickier for me. Unfortunately, I kind of bent the A-pillar down here a little bit. I'm gonna have to get that back into shape. Same with the roof corner here. I'm gonna have to get this back into shape as well. But honestly, guys, I'm learning. This is all, there's no information, like I said, that I was able to find out how to remove this. So, and then this portion ends right here. Mine's also kind of rusting, rotting away. So the way to get these two separated, I was kind of confused and a little bit worried as to how they come apart. At first, I thought they were kind of bonded with like a panel bond, but they actually luckily weren't. So you just have to go ahead and sand far enough and you'll go ahead and start to see the panels start to split themselves. So you can kind of see the gap now. Before it looked like just one piece. And I was like, damn, you know, like how hard is this gonna be to remove? So I actually just went ahead and continued to sand away and grind away all the brass or lead, whatever that material was left on the roof, and it exposed the gap. So sorry about all the talking, but I do want to explain because maybe someone out there is gonna be also doing this sort of a job, and maybe this video may help you in one way or another. I'm gonna go ahead and keep on busting out. Luckily now I have some batteries, so I should be able to film some of the process. This side was just more so how to do it and just figuring it out. So let's get to the other side. All right, so this side you can even see, I mean, this is no longer in one piece anymore, so that's gonna have to be remade. But there's that kind of brass, lead, copper line. I don't know what the hell it is, but I was talking to you guys about. And when I found out, at first I just cut in the middle just to be kind of safe, but it turns out that you have to cut right at the top to separate the roof. But that's what we have to do, and of course, featuring some body filler. And same thing with this little seam right here. So again, cut right at the top and that should separate without any issues, and you shouldn't have to really pry or pull or hammer or do anything crazy to get it out. So I just have one more spot weld in this little corner here to remove and drill out, and I'll get to the rest of them and then hopefully make our cuts. This thing should be off pretty soon.
Eli first, Chase second. I won't look. Okay. I get roasted. I just get abused most of the time, so I just don't look at it.
In the comments?
Poor guy. Yeah. I mean, typically it's like, you know, you get 90. Why do I look at that?
It's good practice though. Main reason, partial of the reasoning is I just want him to get voting. I want him to get top
I want
because
him to get top
he
three.
had
Like,
third last. I think swing to they get him a championship before he leaves, because we all believe that he's leaving after 2023. I think we just saw Ken on
Yes, buddy.
that he scrounged together, walk away from everyone in Paris, and so I think they see what happened at start.
Yeah, it's out, you need.
You know, Eli doesn't have from his heart, you know, about letting him try things and do different things, and then he goes to Star and just, you know, they let him try stuff. And walks away.
All right. Well, what can I say? The rust is to a minimal trend continues throughout the build.
Rust is to a minimal.
Let's look into it. Yeah, I mean, it's all over. It's all over. So this, I don't think the A pillar comes off. That's all part of this. It's like an all one piece. That's not gonna come out. So I don't believe this rust travels underneath. I don't think it can travel. There's nothing for it to travel underneath in the first place. So that should be all right. We just clean that up. But yeah, I mean, you guys can see it. I mean, look at this up here. How does it get rusty up here, man? I'm just, yeah. So this piece right here is actually part of the quarter panel, all up until, oh man, it goes up until there. So, okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out the best way to go about that. Yeah, we'll figure that out, because it's now I would have to remove this piece, or at least, I mean, this really isn't, oh, this isn't even, okay. Well, I guess this is just, I see what's going on here. This is actually pretty cool. I mean, dissecting a GTR is actually pretty interesting. I'm sorry if this content is kind of boring, but to me, I mean, I'm just kind of going through everything for the first time. I'm seeing it as well myself. So hopefully this is somewhat enjoyable to you guys as well. But yeah, and then obviously down all back here, this is all part of the quarter panel as well. This piece, this is all the quarter panel. And then, oh yeah, so this roof brace up here, just need to straighten that back out a little bit. But yeah, you guys can see it. Let me take you on over to the other side. All right, I switched over to the iPhone, which honestly is probably a better camera to use in the first place. So let me know how you guys like the iPhone footage. Over here made a bit of a mess, unfortunately. I'm gonna have to do something about that and clean that up. I cut all the way through. I didn't really realize what was going on under here. And like I said, man, it sucks because there's just no information. So hopefully I can help you guys to prevent this. Now I'm gonna have to fix this, which is totally fixable, totally doable. Not worried about it, it's just annoying. So yeah, and then obviously drip rail. Haven't removed all of the silicone out of here yet, but you guys can see, sorry, this camera is much closer. I have to remember that we're we're on a different camera here. And then same thing, rust at every single spot weld. Coming over, same deal, rust. Same thing, you guys can see. So obviously we cut, you know, that was kind of like that. Got that out the way. This is the remaining piece on the quarter panel. And you can see it's just toasted. I mean, even this corner up here, it's just so rusted out, man. And yeah, it's a bummer. How does this half angle? Okay, that's a little better. But yeah, it's just, it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me how bad it is under here, especially with this high up on the car. I mean, how does moisture get in here, sit, collect, stay there? Wild. So let's take a quick peek at the roof skin. I know someone out there is gonna be like, hey, why don't you go ahead and get the carbon fiber roof skin? Oh, trust me, buddy, I would love to. I'm not spending $2,000 on a roof skin. If anyone wants to sponsor me carbon skin, that'd be great. But otherwise, yeah, not gonna do that. So we're sticking with this one. Gonna clean it all up, get it back into shape. But yeah, same thing. I mean, it's just rusty in all the corners. So yeah, I'm actually very happy that we did go ahead and take this out. You can kind of see this corner is pretty bad, but I believe that corner is even worse. It's gonna have to be pretty much rebuilt. So yeah, but for me, it's lunchtime. I'm gonna go ahead and chill for a bit, figure out a game plan moving forward. I'll keep you guys updated. Good times. GTR restoration, it's fun. So I had a moment to eat, think, figure out what I want to do, and, well, I just kind of went ahead and got this little last portion out. So let's kind of see how easily this comes out. I got all the spot welds out. I think it should kind of pop out. It did kind of snap out. Let's see. Hang on. It's coming, I think. I think it's caught right here. Hang on. It's caught on that. Ah. There we go. Oh, now what? Where are we? Oh, right there. Ah. There's the rest of our quarter panel, everybody. Honestly, you know, I wasn't going to expect any rust up there, so, you know, I don't know why there would be anyway, but then again, why is there rust up here? I don't know. I'm really tempted to just go ahead and fit up the new one. Just because we have it, and why not? Let's give it a shot. Okay, well, yeah, it's not on, obviously, but it's... close. Wow. This is real. We actually have one of these. Obviously, we'll take some, you know, figuring out. It's just, I just threw it on. I don't know if you guys can even see me back over here. But, yeah, man. How about this? Oh.
Wow. All right. Well, I'm going to take this in for a bit, look at it, figure it out. Tune back in. This is really a good sight to see. I have a huge smile on my face. I'm pretty happy about this. This is good.